The man screamed, but no one could hear him. His eyes were covered by a thick, black cloth. His hands were bent behind his back. Heavy boots pushed him forward. He stumbled. Cold concrete kissed his face. Somewhere above him, metal doors slammed shut, one after another, like a giant counting down. This was Black Dolphin Prison in Russia. Here, serial killers never leave alive. The guards did not shout. They did not rush. They moved like machines. One lifted the blindfold just enough for the man to see the symbol painted on the wall. A black dolphin jumping over gray waves. It was calm, almost friendly. Then the blindfold went back on. The man's name was Michael Carter, and this was the last place on earth he would ever see. As the final steel door closed, Michael felt something worse than fear. He felt himself disappearing. No sound, no faces, no future. And as he was pushed into a cell the size of a bathroom, a question filled his mind. What happens to a human when the world erases him? The door locked. The light snapped on. And something inside Michael broke. Before Black Dolphin Prison, Michael Carter was just a name in police files. He grew up in a quiet town in the United States. Neighbors said he was polite. Teachers said he was smart. No one saw danger when they looked at him. But behind closed doors, something dark was growing. Years later, headlines screamed his name. Investigators linked him to murders that crossed state lines. He planned carefully. He left nothing behind. When he was finally caught, the story shocked the nation. Michael showed no emotion in court. Not when families cried. Not when the judge spoke. Not even when the sentence was read. Life without release. But Michael's story did not end in an American prison, because some criminals are considered too dangerous to keep anywhere else. And that is how Michael Carter ended up in Russia. Black Dolphin Prison sits near the border of Kazakhstan. From the outside, it looks simple. Gray walls, watchtowers, snow-covered ground. But inside, it is built to crush the human mind. This prison does not try to fix people. It tries to erase them. Every inmate here is serving life. Terrorists, serial killers, mass murderers, men who will never see the sky without bars again. From the moment inmates arrive, they lose their names. They become numbers. When Michael was taken from the transport van, guards blindfolded him immediately. This was not punishment. It was routine. Prisoners here are never allowed to learn the layout. They must not know where they are. Even walking down a hallway is forbidden without darkness. Guards bent Michael forward at the waist. This position forced him to look at the floor. It showed control. It showed power. It showed him that his body no longer belonged to him. Michael was searched again and again. His clothes were replaced with stiff prison fabric. His hair was shaved. Even his teeth were checked. Then came the cell. Inside, there was a metal bed bolted to the floor, a small table, a toilet in the corner. The walls were white, too white. The light never turned off. There were no clocks. There were no mirrors. There was nothing to mark time. For the first few days, Michael waited for something to happen. A voice, a sound, a signal. He tried counting seconds, but sleep came and went without warning. Meals slid through a slot in the door. He never saw the hands that gave them. When guards entered, they came in groups. They never spoke unless necessary. Orders were short, cold. Stand, hands back, face wall. Michael followed every rule. He had to, because here punishment was quiet, but it was endless. Weeks passed, or months. Michael wasn't sure. The silence began to press on him. His thoughts grew louder. Memories played again and again like broken tapes. Faces, voices, screams he could not shut off. At night, he dreamed with his eyes open. Human rights groups have spoken about places like Black Dolphin. They warn about what happens when people are locked alone for years. They talk about sensory deprivation, about the mind eating itself. Michael did not know these words. He only knew the feeling of being watched even when alone, the feeling that the walls were moving closer. Once a week, Michael was allowed outside for a short walk in a concrete cage. The sky was a gray square above him. Guards watched from every angle. He was still bent forward, still silent. Other prisoners were there, too, but they never spoke. Looking at another inmate was forbidden. This place did not allow connection. One day, during a walk, Michael heard a sound. A laugh. It was quick, sharp, then gone. Michael froze. Had he imagined it? Back in his cell, the thought would not leave him. Someone else had broken the rules. Someone else was still human enough to laugh. That night, Michael tapped the wall. Once. Twice. No response. The next day, he tapped again. 3 taps. A pause. Then 1 tap back. Michael's heart raced. He was not alone. For the first time since arriving, he felt something close to hope. Over the next days, the taps continued. Simple patterns. Slow. Careful. It was dangerous, but it was real. Michael imagined the man on the other side. An American like him? Or someone else? A monster? A mirror? They never spoke, but the tapping became a lifeline. Then one morning, the routine changed. Michael was ordered to stand. The door opened. More guards than usual entered. No explanation. They blindfolded him. They cuffed him. They led him down a longer hallway than ever before. Michael felt fear crawl into his chest. This was not normal. He was placed in a chair. Straps tightened around his arms and legs. A voice finally spoke. "You violated communication rules." Michael tried to speak. A hand pressed his head back. The blindfold came off. In front of him was a small room. White walls. A camera in the corner. No windows. Across from him sat a guard holding a folder. Inside that folder was everything. The tapping. The silence. The slow breaking of his mind. "You will be moved," the guard said. Michael felt his breath shake. Moved where? Back in his cell, the tapping never came again. Days passed. Then weeks. The silence returned, heavier than before. Michael began to talk to himself. At first quietly, then louder. He argued with memories. He begged people who were not there. The lights never turned off. Sleep stopped making sense. One morning, Michael woke up standing. He did not remember getting out of bed. His hands were bleeding. He looked down. The wall was scratched with numbers. Days, months, years? He didn't know. That afternoon, the door opened again. Guards entered fast. Hands back. Michael did not move. A second command. Still nothing. For the first time, a guard's voice rose. Michael slowly turned and smiled. The guards froze. This was not fear. This was something worse. Something broken. They rushed him, forced him down, blindfolded him. As they dragged him away, Michael laughed. A deep, empty sound. The kind that does not belong to a person anymore. As the door slammed behind him, the tapping started again. But this time, it wasn't from the wall. It was from inside his head. And whatever waited for Michael Carter next, inside Black Dolphin Prison, would change him forever. Michael woke up screaming. His voice hit the walls and came back to him, flat and dead. His throat burned. His hands shook. For a moment, he did not know where he was. Then the light reminded him. Always on. Always watching. He was back in a cell, but not the same one. This cell felt colder, smaller. The air smelled old, like rust and bleach mixed together. The bed was narrower. The toilet was closer to his head. When he stretched his arms, his fingers almost touched both walls. They had moved him. This was punishment. Michael sat on the edge of the bed and tried to breathe slowly. In, out, in, out. That was something he remembered from before prison, from a different life, a normal life. But the tapping was still there, not on the wall, in his head. Tap, tap, tap. It came with memories now. Faces he tried to forget. Sounds he had buried. The prison had taken away silence, and in its place, it gave him himself. Hours later, or maybe days, the food slot opened. A tray slid in. Gray porridge. Bread hard as stone. Michael stared at it for a long time, before eating. Hunger no longer felt normal. Sometimes he ate everything, sometimes nothing. Time had stopped behaving. In Black Dolphin Prison, routine is the only ruler. Wake, stand, eat, sit, sleep, repeat. The guards do not ask how you feel. They do not care. Michael noticed something new. Every time guards came in now, there were more of them. Their eyes stayed on him longer. One guard carried a baton in his hand instead of on his belt. Michael understood. He was being watched more closely. Because he had smiled. Because he had laughed. Because something inside him had cracked. During the next outdoor walk, Michael felt snow under his boots. Cold air bit his skin. He wanted to lift his head and look at the sky, but his body stayed bent forward by habit and fear. As he walked, he heard breathing. Not his own. Someone nearby was breathing fast. Shallow. Afraid. Michael wanted to turn his head. He didn't. Instead, he whispered, "Hey." The word slipped out before he could stop it. Instantly, a shout rang out. Silence. A guard slammed Michael to the ground. His face hit concrete. Snow melted against his cheek. Pain exploded in his mouth. He tasted blood. Boots surrounded him. They dragged him back inside. That night, Michael lay on his bed, staring at the light. His jaw throbbed. One tooth felt loose. He touched it gently and smiled again. Pain still meant he was real. The next morning, the door opened early. Too early. Stand, a guard ordered. Michael stood, hands back. He obeyed. They blindfolded him and led him through hallways that felt endless. Left, right, down steps, up steps. He counted silently, but lost track. When they stopped, they sat him in a chair again. Straps tightened. The blindfold came off. This room was different. There was a table, 2 chairs, a camera. On the wall was the Black Dolphin symbol. Across from Michael sat a man in plain clothes. No uniform, clean face, calm eyes. He spoke English. "Michael Carter," the man said. "Do you know where you are?" Michael said nothing. "This is Black Dolphin Prison," the man continued. "You are here because you cannot live in society. You cannot live with others. Do you understand?" Michael stared at him. "I'm here to observe," the man said, "to measure your adjustment." Michael laughed softly. The man did not smile. "You tried to communicate with another inmate," the man said. "Why?" Michael leaned forward as much as the straps allowed. "Because silence hurts," he said. The man wrote something down. "Do you hear things?" the man asked. Michael paused. Tap, tap, tap. "No," Michael lied. The man stood. "We will continue later." They blindfolded Michael again and took him back. After that day, things changed. The guards no longer moved like machines. They moved like hunters. Every rule was tighter. Every mistake punished faster. Michael was searched more often. His cell was inspected daily. The tapping, if it ever came from outside, never returned. But the sounds in his head grew louder. He started talking to the walls, giving them names, telling them stories. Sometimes he pretended he was explaining his life to a child. Simple words, simple thoughts, because complicated thoughts hurt too much. One night, Michael dreamed he was free. He walked through a grocery store. Bright lights, music playing softly, people laughing. He reached for an apple. When he woke up, his hand was wrapped around the air. He cried. He did not remember the last time he cried. Weeks passed, or months. Then something unexpected happened. Michael heard screaming. Not his own. It came from far away at first. Faint, then closer, high-pitched, wild. A man was screaming like an animal. Michael pressed his ear to the door. The screams turned into sobbing, then into begging. "Please," the voice cried. "Please make it stop." Michael's heart pounded. This was not allowed. Sound was controlled here. Silence was law. Guards ran down the hallway. Orders were shouted. Doors slammed. Then everything went quiet again. The next day, during food delivery, Michael noticed something. A red drop on the floor. Blood. It was small, but it was real. Someone had broken. and Black Dolphin Prison had responded. That night, Michael did not sleep. He waited. For screaming. For guards. For anything. Instead, he heard a soft voice. Not tapping. A voice. Michael. He froze. Michael Carter. It was faint. Like someone speaking through water. Yes. Michael whispered. I know you, the voice said. I know what you did. Michael's chest tightened. Who are you, he asked. A pause. Then the voice said, someone who won't leave alive. Michael laughed softly. None of us will, he said. The voice was silent. The next morning, guards came again. More than usual. Their faces were hard. Out, one said. Michael was blindfolded and dragged through the prison. His feet barely touched the ground. His head hit a wall once. No one apologized. They brought him into a large room. When the blindfold came off, Michael saw something he had never seen here before. Other inmates. 6 of them. All wearing the same stiff clothes. All standing bent forward. All silent. This was a test. Or a warning. A guard spoke. Kneel. They all knelt. Michael felt eyes on him, even though no one lifted their head. You will stand when ordered, the guard said. You will sit when ordered. Any mistake will be punished. Minutes passed. Maybe hours. Kneel. They were already kneeling. Stand. They stood. One man was slow. A baton struck his back. He cried out. Guards dragged him away. Michael did not move. He followed every command perfectly. Because now he understood. This place did not just lock you away. It watched to see how you broke. At the end, they blindfolded him again and returned him to his cell. That night, the voice came back. They're watching you, it said. Michael smiled in the dark. I know, he replied. Good, the voice said. So am I. The tapping in his head grew faster. Tap, tap, tap. Michael pressed his hands over his ears. Stop, he whispered. It didn't. The next morning, the light flickered. Just once. Then again. This never happened. Michael stood up, heart racing. The door unlocked. Not just the food slot. The whole door. It opened slowly. No guard stood there. Only darkness. And from the hallway, the voice spoke again. Michael, it said calmly. It's time. Michael took one step forward, and the door slammed shut behind him. Michael hit the floor hard. The door had slammed so fast it felt like the prison itself had pushed him back. The sound echoed through his bones. His heart hammered like it wanted out. He lay there, breathing fast, staring at the white light. There was no darkness, no hallway, no voice. For a long time, nothing happened. Then the food slot opened. A tray slid in. Normal. Routine. As if the door had never opened at all. Michael laughed until his chest hurt. He laughed because he finally understood the rule of Black Dolphin Prison. Hope is the punishment. Days passed. Or maybe weeks. The light never told him. Michael stopped counting scratches on the wall. Numbers no longer made sense. He slept in short pieces. Woke up standing. Sat down without knowing why. The voice did not return. But something else did. Dreams began to leak into his waking hours. He would see faces on the wall, people he once knew. A woman from a gas station. A man from a parking lot. A child's shoes by a doorway. He would blink, and the wall would be blank again. Michael started talking out loud all the time now. Full conversations. Questions and answers. Sometimes he used a calm voice. Sometimes he shouted. Sometimes he whispered like a secret was listening. Guards came more often. They watched longer. One guard, an older man with gray eyes, paused during a search. For just a second, his face changed. Not anger, not fear, pity. Michael saw it and felt something twist inside him. That night, Michael did not sleep at all. Tap, tap, tap. The sound was back. This time it was real. It came from the wall. 3 taps. A pause. 2 taps. Michael's breath caught. He moved closer. Who are you? He whispered. The taps repeated. 3. Pause. 2. I'm not supposed to talk, Michael said. They'll punish us. 1 tap. Then another. Then another. Slow. Careful. I hear things, Michael said. I don't know what's real anymore. A long pause. Then the wall tapped again. Once. Michael slid down and sat against the wall. Tears ran down his face, and he didn't wipe them away. I think this place is killing me, he said. The wall stayed silent. The next day, alarms rang. Not loud, not wild, controlled, serious. Guards rushed past his door. Orders were shouted in Russian. Keys clanged. Boots ran. Michael pressed his face to the door. Something was wrong. Hours later, the door opened. Stand, a guard said. Michael stood, hands back. They blindfolded him. More guards than ever before. They moved fast now, not calm, not slow. Something had changed. They took him to the large room again. When the blindfold came off, Michael saw chaos. Blood on the floor. A chair overturned. One guard held his arm, bleeding. An inmate was on his knees in the center of the room, screaming. I can't see. I can't see. Guards swarmed him. Batons rose and fell. The screams turned into choking sounds. Michael watched. He could not look away. This is what happens, a guard said coldly, when rules are broken. The inmate went still. Guards dragged him out like trash. The room smelled like metal and sweat. Michael was taken back to his cell. That night, the tapping stopped. Forever. Days later, the man in plain clothes returned. The observer. He sat across from Michael again. You are deteriorating, the man said calmly. Michael smiled. So are you. The man did not react. We believe you are communicating again, he said. Michael leaned back. Believe what you want. The man closed his folder. Black Dolphin Prison is not meant to be survived. It is meant to be endured. Michael laughed softly. No one endures this. They just stop screaming. The man stood. This interview is over. That night, Michael felt calm for the first time. Too calm. The light buzzed softly. The walls felt farther away. He lay on his bed and closed his eyes. When he opened them, the light was off. True darkness filled the cell. Michael's heart stopped. This had never happened. From the darkness, the voice returned. You passed, it said. Michael sat up. Past what? The last part, the voice said. Now you understand. Light snapped back on. Guards stormed in. Hands back. Michael did not move. He stood tall. For the first time since arriving, he did not bend forward. A baton struck his leg. Pain shot through him. He stayed standing. Another hit. Then another. He laughed. Guards rushed him, pushed him down, cuffed him. As they dragged him away, Michael looked back at his cell, at the white walls, at the light, and he felt nothing. They took him deep underground, deeper than before. The air was colder, thicker. No sound but footsteps. They stopped. A door opened. Inside was a cell with no window, no light, only darkness. Permanent isolation, a guard said. The door closed. The lock clicked. Michael stood in the dark. No tapping, no voices, no light, just his breathing. Minutes passed, then hours, then time stopped. Michael sank to the floor. At first, he whispered. Then he cried. Then he screamed. No one came. Days later, guards opened the door. Michael did not respond. They shined a light inside. Michael Carter sat against the wall, eyes open, unblinking. Alive, but gone. The report would say he survived. But in Black Dolphin Prison, survival does not mean living. It means never leaving. And Michael Carter would never leave alive.